A very good evening, friends, and in this video again we are just continuing our journey. And in the previous video you just saw that how I entered some records into the database manually, and I fetched and displayed them into our view called as customers home, and this is how it all looked. So this one right now I'm interested in creating a view or a mechanism by which I can enter the data directly into my database. So for that I need to create a view. So there I go into the views, and then I say I need to create a form. So I'm going to name it as customer form dot blade.php, and there inside a form since our database, the customer database, we have entries like name, mobile, email and the password. So only these four information I need to fetch it from the users. So here I create a division tag, and inside this division tag I create one label. So label for equals name, and there I write name. So close the label tag now. So label is closed, and then I create one input type. So input type is text, and ID is name. Then you can provide this name. This name is very important because with the help of this name only we are going to fetch the data from the form to the view, and then from there I can store it back into the database. So name equals name, and now this part is done. So since I have all other similar informations like this, so what I do that I simply copy it and paste it, one for mobile, one for email, one for password, and one for button, submit button of course. So this one is for mobile, and there I type it, change it as mobile or phone, and the name will be mobile, and this ID is also mobile. For now I keep this in the form of text only. Here I change it as email, and there I change this text as email, and ID will be email, and name is also email, and the type also I change it to email. And then I have this one for password, and this is password. Type I change it as to password, ID also to password, and name also is password. This label I do not need, and I change this input type as submit, and there I write value is save customer. Okay, then I remove this label and I name this type as submit, and I need a value. Value means a text that will be displayed on the button. So this is save customer, and I remove every other thing. Okay, so this is our form. So now I need to create the route for this. So there I go into my web.php and there I create a route called route, and route will be get type, get, and there I use dash customer, and then I type customer slash save, save customer. For time being I'm writing, and then I copy the whole thing from here and put it here, and then I change this index as what was the function which we created now? Public function we haven't created yet. So I simply give this name, save cust, save customer, and I need double colon here. Okay, so now I go to the customer control and there I create a function called public function save cust, and then this will be returning view called customers. This is the folder name and the name of the file which we just created, customer form, customer form. Yes, now save, refresh, and after customer I type save cust, that is my root, to check whether I'm getting the form or not. So here I am getting the form. It doesn't look nice, it's okay, because I'm not putting any CSS to it. I'm just focusing on the Laravel part. So right now this is name, mobile, and this, so this is working fine. Now again I need to go into this customer form, and then inside this form I need to create a method and action. So method here will be using as post, so because we are posting data, and the action is to where this will go. So I will go to the customers only, but since I have already used this root slash customer here in our web.php, you see we have slash customer, this root is there, but this root is for post, and now we are using the similar thing, but for this is for get and now I'm using for post. So there will be no discrepancies and the framework understand the difference between the get and post. But this method here, index, from here when this will be posted, it should go somewhere. So I create another function, I call it as store or save customer. So storing is okay, small word which we can use it. So for that I need to create this method also, and so this is public function and then store, and here we will be receiving the information. So let me create the object of customers, because our model class name is customers. I cannot make it customer, but this variable I can make it as customer. So $customer as customers colon and before that colon I want to create the object of, so it is new customers. That is fine, because right now I'm creating one object for the customers, and then we will be using the request method to fetch the data from those things. So I write $customer and then name, so arrow name equals request and the name, because we have given the name, that is the for fetching the names. So same one by one I fetch all the names, all the data like the names, emails, passwords. So this is name. Second one is mobile, this one is mobile. This is email, and this is password. So this one should be email and this one is password. Okay, now all these informations from there it comes to this object, and then I use save. So customer and then I use save method, so the customer will be saved. From here, now to check whether the customer is saved or not, where should I go? So I can redirect this as redirect it to where? To customers, where we are listing all the information of the customers. There I can see. Okay, so now this part is done. Let me run it. So refresh, this is fine. Now I save our information. So there I write this information, Dr. Edward Fisher, and mobile number any random 000123445, and then the email ID can be Dr. Edward Fisher, and I can just give any random password, any random thing, and click on the save. So it says that the page is expired because we did not write a blade tag to save this cross referencing. Okay, so I need to put a blades directive called CSRF. Save, and then I refresh my browser. Then I write Dr. Edward Fisher, mobile number, any random mobile number I'm selecting, and there I use Dr. Fisher, any random password, any random thing. Save, and here you see that it is already stored. And then I go back to this, I change one more name, Dr. Abdul Kalam, and I only change this thing, Dear Kalam, and password does not make any sense, but since we are not having any particular thing, is fine. So let me save it. So you see Dr. Kalam is also registered. Now I just run my WAMP server just to go and check whether this thing is reflecting into the, because it is reflecting, because it is fetching from the database only. There should not be any problem with that, but it is just, it is our programmer's prerogative just to check it out whether the thing is stored, unless we don't believe anything. So here I go into this and I go into my database, that is Edulara, and here I open the table customers, and there inside the customers you see everything is there. Okay, now if I try to delete the information, like any customer I want to delete, then here where these informations like the customer home, from where these information are getting displayed, I can create a form here. So I write form, and there in the form I write action is customers, and then I pass ID, because which customer is to be removed, it has to be checked first whether it is present in the database or not, and then the method should be post. Method is post. Okay, this is not a closing tag, and inside this form I simply use one button, and there I use like delete customer. So this is button, and then I need to create the route for this. So the customer / route, and I'm using this. Okay, first let me go to the route, that is important thing to do. So here in the route I create a route delete route, and then I write route delete, and then I pass customers slash, this is the ID, comma, single quote, and there I need to pass a function which is present somewhere in the customers. Oh, so I messed up with the thing here, semicolon, comma, and then there I write ID. Okay, and then here I use a method called del cust. Del cust means delete customer, close parenthesis, and then I need to create this del cust in the customer function. So there I simply copy this one, Control C, paste it here, and I name it as del cust. Del cust. Now this return view customer, and here we don't need to have any view here. I can use redirect but not the view. So there, if I use this public function del cust, and there I use a method called delete, and then our job will be done. So first we need to find whether the customer is present in this or not. So I write $ID, because with the help of this ID I'm going to search whether the customer is present in the database or not. For that, again, I have to create the object customer. Customer is then customer colon find or fail. This help me if the customer is not found in the database, then it will give me error, some informations like whether it's not present or 404 file, but that is good. Otherwise we'll never come to know unless it responds in that particular way. So this $ID we pass, and it should be customers. Okay, so if it is done, then I simply write customer and use the delete function to delete it. After this I can, this spelling is wrong, customer. After this I can use the very same directive here, so that I can direct it to the same page, and definitely it will be, the element will not be seen, so it will be better position to judge. This is for time being I'm using this technology, or this technique you can say. And since we are using delete method and we need to use some CSFR kind of thing, so again, where is my form? So this is the customer form. No, not this one. Customer, yes, here in this one I use a blade directive CSRF, cross serving reference. I don't understand what it is, but this helps in some hacking, prevent some hacking from those trying to hack your database. So it is CSFR, and CSRF, and then since I'm using the post method, however I want it to be deleted, so the blade directives uses a method to override this post method technique. So we use @ method, and there I write DELETE. So this will delete and delete the customer. I think we are kind of done here. So I simply refresh my web browser, and there it says that delete customer, but I need to pass the customer. So delete customer is fine here, and this ID will not work because we need to use the ID using this customer, $customer. This only plain ID is not going to help. So there in this method I use $customer, $customer, and then ID. Okay, now it looks okay. So save, refresh the page again, and then I click on this 404. It's not found, because right now out of 4 of this, which one is getting passed? This is a little weird. So I use double Control S. Let me refresh it. Okay, so slowly the last one is, you see, this getting deleted. Now if I click, then Dr. Edward Fisher will be deleted, because when it is displaying, it is here, when it is displaying this item, so at that particular moment the last element's information is present. That's why this is happening. But if you redirect it somewhere else, at least the purpose is fulfilled, and this is doing what exactly I wanted it to do, so there is no such problem. Now one more thing is that if the customer wants to view only one customer, not all the customers, so I need to create another view where I can have only one customer. So for that I need to create another function, and that function will be public function. Okay, let me see what kind of functions we have. We have index, save cust, store, delete cust. Okay, so I can use a show function, then we pass $ID, the customer ID, to it, and it will simply use the same thing to check whether the customer is present inside this or not. So again I use the same technique here, cust ID, paste it here. So if this is found, then it needs to be displayed somewhere on a single page. So for that I will use the return view, something of this kind, return view this, and I create one more view for displaying this single customer. So I go into the customer folder, and then I create a file called customer.blade. I'm writing singular customer, means customer means only one customer. Customer info, I make it over, fine. Customer info dot blade dot php. Okay, so done, and here we are. So again from here we have to pass that customer. So we use box and then we write customer and then fat arrow $customer. Yes, and then I have to change this name as customer info. Save, and then when it goes there, then I need to print the customer info, and it is only one. So what I do, that I use a division tag, and inside this division tag in H1 I use H1 is a bit bolder, so I use H5, and this is closing H5. Inside this I will use in the double curly braces $customer and name, customer single arrow name, and then I can paste it 2 more times. Okay, let me just see the password also. Email. Second one is mobile. Order is not important, you can write anywhere. Mobile. Then here we have email, and there we have password. Okay, now I need to create a route for this. So I go to the web PHP, and there I simply copy this index, paste it below, and since I'm passing one ID here, so I write ID, and then this part will become show. Control S, save, and then if I hear customers and then I pass /1, then syntax error, customer info expecting single colon where is single colon? Okay, I think, oh, this one is single. Okay, let me provide a gap here. Hope to see the correct thing. Yes, so now you see that the Tom Hanks, the first information or whatever information we are passing is coming. If I write 2, then also you'll get Donald Trump, because only 2 data we have. But if I write 3, this will fail, and this will give me 4 or 4. Yes, 4 or 4 error, file not found. Thank you very much, friends, and this is all for this video. So we have learned how to create the tables using migrations, how to create the controller models, and how to insert the data using form, how to delete data, how to fetch one single information. In the next video we can learn about the update also, and then I'll teach you how to add certain CSS also to make the beautiful websites. So keep programming with us. Have a very nice time. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and please share it with those who are interested in knowing the Vue, Laravel and the other web application. Thank you very much. Have a very nice time.